Hi, welcome to part 4 of the series on using Power BI Desktop with R scripting. Before we go into the nitty-gritties of using R scripts with Power BI, here's another cool feature of Power BI Desktop using to display time series data. So what I'm going to show you is how to include a time slicer and do some simple statistics on different cuts of this data using a few point and click options. So let's delete all this so I can start on a clean slate. Now, so I have here a data set of 4 different companies, the credit spread data of 4 different companies, and 3 years worth of that data. I'm going to pull this data in Power BI. I select it, open it. This is the usual setup. I load the data and I select the line chart option. Let's drag it out. Let's drag it out all the way out to the end of the thing. Let's make it look a little oh, it doesn't show the data. So yeah, I think I have to put some data in before I do anything. So let's include this data set here, and let's put a border for this so that it looks a little pretty. But now you see the data is showing the sum of all the data points, for each year, which is kind of silly. So how do you correct this? The way to do that is to go into the axis field, the axis section, and show go to the drop down and select only date, and you can see now the 4 different companies and their credit spread data. Now, nice to see all of the data, and instead of viewing all of them, I only want to see the AVEFP data set. So I can just click off the other ones and concentrate on the AVEFP data set. And now I want to slice this data for different time points. So the way to do that is to include a slicer, and let's drag that out all the way to the end. Include the date as part of the slicing feature. So now what this does is it creates a, let's make it look nice with a border, and as you can see, as you select different slices of data, the graph on the top reacts to whatever selection I made here, and accordingly displays the data on top. Now, to calculate simple statistics with this, let's do one thing. Let's use the matrix feature of this. So let's include a matrix, and now let's say I want on the columns, that means on the top, I want each year's standard deviation of the company's data. So let's select the values here as AVEFP. Let's take the standard deviation of that. Now you see that once I have it reacts, this data set also reacts to my data, and you can see that it has you can remove this total by going into the formatting of this visualization. Let's say I want to remove the grand total, so I don't want the grand total, I want the where it is, but the grand total here, grand total, how do I put it off? Can I put it off? Is there a way to put it off? Is there a way to put it off? Column totals off. Here we go. So we have that off. So you select the subtotals. So that's the way to do it. Sorry, it's new to me too, but quite impressive by the way. Anyway, so now we have the standard deviation. So I selected the standard deviation of the data in each of these years. So if I select now 2013, if I click on 2013, you can see that it has split. It is showing that section of the data in the graph. Same way, if you select any other data set, it will show you that. You click out of the selection, it will show you back all the data. Again, if you want to time slice it, you can select the section of the data, but that would be meaningless for the standard deviation, because then you're taking out some data points out of each of the years. So be careful what you're using this time slicing for. Another cool feature of the matrix function is you can drop down, expand the levels one hierarchy at a time. So for the date hierarchy, say for example, if you want each quarter, so here you can, if you click this button, you have now the standard deviations calculated by every quarter. So the quarters are, if you see the quarters here, you have the year, quarter, month and day, so that you can go down to that level of granularity. So you can even, if you click again, you have each month's in each quarter the standard deviation calculated here. So let's go all the way to the top. What does this button do? So when you did this, you saw that the year is still mentioned here and the quarters are shown down, and it drills down all the way down. But what this would do is it would replace each quarter with the quarters of each year. So what does that mean is, let's start off. So 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015 has quarter ones for each of these years, or quarter threes for each of these years. So what this button will do is it will take the standard deviation of quarter one of 2012, 2013 and 2014, 2015 and calculate the standard deviation of that. So what I mean is, if I click on it, and you'll see that it is actually doing what I said. It's taking the data of the first quarter of 2013, the first quarter of 2014, and the first quarter of 2015, and calculating the standard deviation of that data set. If I go down further, it calculates the standard deviation of January months only for 2013, 2014, and 2015, which is kind of cool. So it's quite helpful, the visualizations from Power BI desktop. Thank you for watching. Next videos I will show you the R scripting features of Power BI.